All right, we're joined by BKFC heavyweight Ben Rothwell. Ben, how's it going, man?
Excellent. I feel like the
Obviously,
claw. Remember Inspector Gadget?
yeah.
I'm Inspector. But they get you're not supposed to see me. You're only supposed to hear my voice. So he's
Uh,
being loud, so I got to pick him up. So if you don't mind, this is Hanzo.
uh, Obviously, an incredible debut. We talked before the fight. Like, how happy are you with that performance in your BKFC debut?
Yeah, you visualize fights in your head, and they don't always, like next to never go the way they're supposed to. But that was the opposite. I was like ready for all these things, never did it before, and I couldn't have wrote it any better, really.
Did anything like surprise you? It was quick, but like anything surprise you in there?
And my hand hurt after. I didn't think I threw 15 punches, so it was 7 with the right hand ish. Yeah, it was sore for a couple days.
Were you surprised your power was that like meaningful, like or like that impactful, and like without the gloves?
No, no surprise. I've been doing this a long time, so I know if I can get my hands on somebody, it's gonna do some damage.
Uh, when I've talked to some fighters, they say they feel like they have more power because they're wearing the shoes and they kind of get more grip. Like, did you feel that too? Like the shoes are making a difference for you?
I've been pushing my hip into my strikes for a long time. For a solid 10 years, I see my punching power really
Mhm.
went up with technique. I can understand that that's the theory that the shoes dig in. You can grip a little better and throw harder. I don't know how much that mattered, but I'm sure it helped. It didn't take power away. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
You're saying your hands hurt. Like, did you break them or was just kind of just hurt from the impact?
Just sore,
Yeah.
just sore from the impact.
Is that something like you think like maybe you hit him in the wrong spot of the head, or do you think that's just always going to happen in bare knuckle?
I hit him on the side of the head, the chin. I didn't really hit his forehead or anything hard. It's just um, I was throwing. I mean, I just think it was because it was so quick. I was throwing really
Mhm.
hard, and the uppercut probably is what did it because the very last uppercut was probably the hardest punch I threw, and it landed hard. It sounded like a bat when you listen to the sound. I mean, it is what it is. So that was a really hard punch. I don't even think gloves or not. I think that was going to feel that one. I'm pretty sure all of the pain on my hand probably came from that one punch.
With the bare knuckle, like how much worth were you thinking about like where your punches are landing, or does it kind of just go out the window when you're in there?
I've For the last 10 years, I really focused on precision
Mhm.
because you don't want to punch someone's head, top of the forehead. You don't want to punch an elbow. You don't want to hit something hard. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't. I'm human. This stuff doesn't feel good. So yeah, it's definitely want to hit the soft tissue.
And then you barely got hit as well. So like, when is kind of that time frame for you to return?
I'm just waiting on bare knuckle.
Yep.
They proposed. Hopefully, it's going to be the Knuckle Mania in
Yep.
February. So they kind of told me to be ready for that. So just kind of getting ready, just doing my thing. No talks of opponent or anything like that. And I'm not even sure if the date has been official because I heard one date, then I heard it was a Friday, then it's moved around. So I'm not sure. I just heard Albuquerque. It's
Mhm.
like the second or third week of February.
Yeah, I talked to David like couple 2 weeks ago maybe, and he was saying like he really wants to stack that card and have like you mentioned you like Jimmy Rivera, Page on that card. Like, what do you think that would be like having you guys to kind of be like a UFC bit of a reunion at that event?
Yeah, I'm sure Platinum Perry.
Yeah.
So that right there would be just put me and him on the card, and you're already gonna get some watches, so some views.
I know you mentioned, like you said, they haven't mentioned opponent. Like, do you have one in mind, or is it really just whoever they give you?
Yeah, right now it's whoever, just getting someone that's willing to get in there, and that's it. I mean, Mick Terrell is probably the guy. If I'm going to say a name, he's probably, he's the number one contender. Because the Arnold Adams and Belcher hasn't got announced, but I know that those two are matched. Yeah. They're supposed to fight. So it's like, okay, that's off the table. Mick Terrell saying he gets the next shot. And I'm like, hey, dude, you're going to be waiting around a long time. So I think him and I is, but that's a main event quality fight too. Yeah. So maybe we save that for later in the year or something. I'm not sure. Dave had some ideas, so I'm down. I think it's more or less they don't know yet. They're kind of figuring it out.
I'm not sure if you thought about this opponent, or maybe it might not have a Knucklemania, because I think it would probably be a headliner. Is obviously they signed Greg Hardy. He's obviously a big name. Like, is that a fight you could see happening in bare knuckle between you and him?
I could. A lot of people have asked for the fight. The problem is, I don't even know what his situation is. He's been taking some boxing matches. Mm-hmm. Honestly, kind of through the grapevine, I heard he's not too keen on really wanting to do bare knuckle. And I asked Dave if that's a fight he's interested in. He said he was, and he goes, I'm not really about it anymore. So I know something happened. Somebody said something, somebody did something. It doesn't sound like Dave's too happy with that one, wherever it's going. And he was supposed to fight. He was booked in like November, I think. Mm-hmm. Didn't happen. So something's going on. I don't want to say too much because I really don't know. I really don't know anything.
The heavyweight division too, like obviously it hasn't been announced, but Adams and Belcher, like, do you kind of think you could be like in a number one contender? Like, you kind of be one win away from fighting that winner of that fight?
I think the fans want it. I think my credentials of the past, some of the bare knuckle guys are like, oh, you've had one fight. And it's like, no, dude. I've been fighting for 20-some years. I fought 13 years in the number one mixed martial art organization in the world. Like, I beat some of the best dudes out there. Yeah, like, I can step in and go for it. And it's also, it's just name value. If you look at the other heavyweights, I just don't know how much of a draw some of the other heavyweights are compared to me. If you put me in the main event for a title fight, people are going to be interested to see what happens. Especially with the last fight, my debut was kind of set the tone. Bare knuckle's my thing. I'm here to do this.
Yeah, because like Bobo was like, he had a winning record, and like no one kind of ran through him as easy as you did, which obviously is a big statement. It kind of should put you right up in that title conversation.
I agree.
The one name too that in heavyweight he's kind of been doing very well is Houston Alexander, like 50 years old. Like, is it kind of crazy for you to see a guy at that age still having this much success? Do you think that is something about bare knuckle where these older guys can have success?
Bigger guys seem to be able to go a little longer in combat sports. Historically, if you look around, it's just kind of the thing. At 50 years old, though, that's very impressive still. We know guys like Mark Hunt and some of these other guys and have fought pretty late in their 40s, but 50 is impressive and winning. He's 3-0 now, I think. So that's just Houston's found his thing. Power to him.
Have you thought about how much longer you want to keep going, or is that just kind of taking it fight by fight?
I think fight by fight's the right way. I don't want to put a number. I don't want to make up some things because the universe, God, have a way of going, oh, really? That's what you think. And that could be it. So I'm just take every day as a blessing. I try to improve myself, stay healthy, and hey, universe willing, I'll just, as long as I got the desire and this fire that I want to compete, then it's good. Once that goes away, then I need to be done immediately. If I'm just fighting for money, yeah, I need to be done. And I'm not. I love everything that goes in it. Getting ready, it keeps me in shape. It keeps my mind ready, which sounds like, oh, it's bare knuckle. You're getting brain knocked around. Well, watch my last fight. You don't have to get beat up to fight. Like, you can go in there and do your thing and not get touched. And if I can keep doing fights like that, we'll keep going,
And the pay is nice. Like, every single fighter I've talked to have been like surprised by how much BKFC is paying them.
we just got to keep putting on fights like we have. Like
Yeah.
I know they're really happy. We got a lot of good buzz from my fight, and the live audience. So I went to Denver a few weeks after mine, and I was every person that came up for an autograph and stuff. Like, what do you think? First time to one of these? They're like, "This is awesome. We're fans." So the live events are making fans, and they keep opening up new states. They keep going around doing it, and they sell the arenas out, and that's just going to be a whole other arena of people, of fans now. So I think we could go in that direction and keep growing this thing. Yeah, and he's willing to pay guys like he is. You know, he's doing all. Dave's doing a lot of good things. He's definitely moving this thing the right way.
Just a couple more things. Like, are you fully just only training bare knuckle, or do you still train MMA?
My personal like hard go training is very just boxing bare knuckle oriented, but I have a fight team. I'm promoting a show March 11th. It'll be my 9th one. So my team depends on me to show them jiu-jitsu. Like I make jokes about, the striking coach is showing you guys jiu-jitsu, you know, and I think it's funny, but they're not laughing because they're like, yeah, dude, your jiu-jitsu sick. So I have a lot to give still. I can't forget, 20 some years in this sport, and jiu-jitsu was the very first thing that I learned, really. So I have a lot to teach, and I enjoy it. You know, it's fun to do it. What I don't miss is the risk that goes into MMA training for a fight, the wrestling, the injuries that go into that. I don't miss that at all. My body, I think, thanks me. When I just box, I'm on it. It's good. I see my body handles it well.
Do you think you're fully done with MMA? Like, do you think you take another MMA fight, or is it just kind of bare knuckle from here on out?
They say never, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say no to a big fucking opportunity or contract or something if things make sense. But I'm happy doing bare knuckle right now. Like David's taking very good care of me. Bare knuckles, really, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I just want to keep fighting for him and blow this thing up.
Just two more things. Like, what is kind of the goal then for you coming into 2023?
Yeah, win the title. Get the bare knuckle title. So like I said, we already know that the title is already got that match, but the goal is have a really good performance in my next fight, and hopefully the middle next year, somewhere in there, we do the title fight.
Just final thing, just because you did bring it up, and I did want to ask about it, is obviously you are promoting events. You just kind of want to let everyone know what it is, how to watch, all kind of that stuff about you promoting.
It's Wisconsin Extreme Cage Fighting. I haven't really pushed to do any of the televised or big things with the UFC Fight Pass and stuff. I just do a local show. We sell out the arena. People are real excited. The last one I did was 2018, and then obviously we had some chaos here for the last few years, but things seem to be going well. I'm 3 months out, and we damn near have it sold out already. So that just shows the excitement. People are really, really into it. They like our shows. I put a lot into it to make sure it goes well. I kind of pride myself in having a really smooth show. And I think the fighters like to fight under me because I know exactly what they're going through. I address that. I try to make sure they're taken care of.
Is that something that you want to do, like post-fighting career, is just promote events, or like, because it seems like a lot of these guys, like, they never really truly get out of fighting. Like, they always stay in fighting when they're even when they're retired.
Well, my wife said I've been doing this since I was 17 years old, for over half of my life. It'd be pretty kind of silly just to okay, I'm going to become a farmer now.
Yeah.
This is my passion, and any way I can stay involved. And I just think I have a lot to give back. I got Cody Lynn is probably my top fighter. He's been with me since he was a little kid, and he's awesome, and he deserves my attention. And kind of he's the future, and I think as long as I can keep giving back and helping other people, martial arts in general, I'm an ambassador. Like, it saved my life, whether I was fighting or not. And I see that change with I own a gym, been open for 12 years. And that 12 years, we've changed some lives, little kids, adults, everything. And that's something you can't put a price tag on. the way martial arts can change someone's life. So I guess I don't want to take away from that.
Well, Ben, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much for doing this.
No problem.